Let's begin by settling down. Elongating the spine out the crown. Feeling tall and aligned. Rolling the shoulders back. And grounding down into the earth below you. Noticing what is in your body with non-judgment. Stretching out the breath. Deepening your breath. Pausing in between each inhale and exhale for a slight stillness to just let yourself feel even deeper. Tonight's full moon in Gemini is a lunar eclipse, and the Gemini is a sign of duality. And this full moon reminds us that there are always two sides to every truth, and to remain open and accepting to all sides of ourselves. You may be torn between following your head or your heart, so it's up to your intuition to figure out which one is more aligned. This lunar eclipse can bring revelations or surprises, as eclipses reveal what's hidden in the shadows. Expect chaotic energy, a bit fickle as well. And to begin tonight's class, I'm going to recite a full moon in Gemini invocation. I invoke the spirit within me and within you to ground yourselves during this full moon. May repressed emotions surface and be processed with grace. I am responsible for how I respond, and I am in control of my actions. We choose to treat others with kindness and be gentle with our own spirits. In the light of this full moon, we all can see clearly. Take a moment to just let that sink in. Letting any shadow self of yourself come forward to see it clearly. In us, we have both yin and yang, good and evil, positive and negative. One cannot function without the other. May your breath find balance in between each two sides of yourself. And may the full moon bring you that deeper clarity. On your next inhale, slowly raise your arms up overhead. And a nice slow detox on the exhale, bringing your arms down. Clearing your space, clearing your aura. Another inhale brings you back up a little stronger this time, aligning your spine, energy going up the spine, connecting through all the chakras, out the head, reaching through the fingertips. And exhale, one big detoxifying breath, all the way down. Feeling that full moon now in your arms. Deep inhale up. You're making a big circle. Holding at the top, reaching out the rib cage up through the fingertips. Strong detox exhale. Interlacing the fingers behind the back. Rolling the shoulders, pulling the arms back, lifting up, lifting the chest up. Gaze goes up. Breathing into the heart space. Deep breaths into your heart space. Feeling that heartbeat. Feeling those intercostal muscles stretching, shoulders opening up. Working on bringing those wrists together, really pulling those arms back. Remembering to hold between each inhale and each exhale for a moment. Even a slight back bend in your spine if that feels good to go deeper into this heart opener. Feeling a stretch in the front of the chin as your heart energy grows into the throat chakra. And on your next exhale, release those hands, come to a neutral spine, and walk those hands in front of you, leaning forward, bowing down, feeling a nice back opener here, dropping the head to the ground. Nice, deep, elongated breaths into your back body. Feeling the natural curvatures of your spine. On your next inhale, walking your hands to your right, keeping that left hip grounded, feeling a nice stretch in the left body. Keep walking those hands as far as they can go before lifting that hip up. Breathing into the left rib cage, feeling the rib cage expand outward as it pushes you deeper into a stretch. And an exhale to relax deeper. An inhale brings you back to center. And then keep walking the hands to the left, feeling a right side body stretch. Now breathing into the right rib cage, feeling each rib opening up and expanding outwards on the inhale. And letting yourself go deeper into the side stretch on your exhale. Your next inhale brings you back to center. And an exhale to go further, inching your fingers a little bit forward, going deeper, feeling a deeper stretch in your back and your hips. And an inhale brings you back up, walking those hands back towards your torso, lifting up through the crown. An exhale to sink deeper into your grounding. An inhale to raise the arms up. And an exhale to twist to your right, planting that left hand on your right knee, walking up your rib cage or walking up your spine like a staircase, twisting from the core, one vertebrae at a time, until you've reached the top of that staircase, which is your neck. On an inhale, you find micro space, you lengthen through the crown, finding a slight space between each vertebrae. And an exhale, going deeper into that twist. Breathing into the belly, into that core center, twisting with the core. Your next inhales, slowly unwind, arms come back overhead. Reaching through the fingertips and hold. And a strong exhale to the left. Strong core. Nice deep breaths. Noticing any differences on this side and letting go of what no longer serves you by energetically wringing out any old stagnant energy that's trapped in the spine. And an inhale to slowly unwind back to center, reaching all the way up. And an exhale to drop your right arm to the ground, leaning to your right through the left fingertips. Inhale to deepen that stretch through the rib cage. And an exhale to dive deeper into that side bend. And an inhale brings you back through center, filling all the way up, and then dropping that left hand, reaching the right on an exhale, leaning to the left. Taking a deep breath here into the right rib cage. Exhale to go deeper into that side bend, as deep as you can go. And an inhale brings you back through center. Really reach through the fingertips. Detoxifying exhale as you bring your arms down to your knees. Your next inhale, we're coming to some seated cat-cows. Leaning forward, head to the ceiling. And exhale, rounding back. Let yourself go deep into these movements with your breath, feeling your entirety of your spine with all of its natural curvatures, and how good it feels to move the spine, warming up the spine with these cat-cow breaths. And as your spine and muscles begin to open up, start to engage those shoulders a bit more, bringing them back, opening that heart space on the inhale, and rolling them forward, chin to chest, on the exhale. Noticing any slight adjustments, slight little spinal crinkles, so to speak, little cracks, as your spine begins to open up even more, finding space. Hearing those spine movements, so to speak, as you feel and hear inside your body. Just a few more here. And an inhale brings you back to a neutral, long spine, rolling the shoulders back. Bringing your hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Finding your natural rhythm in your breath. And setting an intention for tonight's practice. Feeling that intention from your heart space. And visualizing that intention from your third eye space in between your eyebrows. And exhale, bring your hands back to your knees. And come into some barrel rolls with your spine. Starting in a clockwise manner. We round back. They're similar to cat-cows, but more in a circular motion. Lean forward, creating a circle, coming back. Shoulders opening up in the front on the inhale, and rounding back on the exhale. Really feel that spine connecting with the earth below you. Keeping those sits bones connected with the earth, while growing your energy up the spine and loosening up all the spine muscles, loosening up all those tight little muscles in the spine. Feeling almost like a wave flowing in your body in a circular manner. And then reverse that roll, leaning to your right. Almost as if we're lassoing that spine, as if like a cowboy who's about to lasso a horse, who's got that rope and he's spinning the rope in the air. Our spine is like that rope. Feeling all of those little muscles in the spine. Bringing new awareness to our spines, new movements. Last roll. And an inhale brings us back to center. Closing your eyes and just feeling the breath in the body for a moment. Noticing how your spine feels. How tall it feels and how loose it might feel. Envisioning all 7 chakra points along the spine, aligning and growing those chakra energy centers. Closing the eyes and seeing the color rainbow that's going up your spine and out the crown. Having the intention to grow your energy outwards. Feeling that energy as it grows beyond your physical body, beyond your aura. Using the breath to really stabilize and send that energy. Go ahead and coming onto your hands and knees and pushing back into a wide-legged child's pose. You can have any variation here that feels best in your body, whether your arms are out at your out in front of you, out tucked underneath, holding your feet, or it may be even bending the elbows, bringing the hands behind the neck in a prayer pose. Taking a few breaths here to connect with the floor below you. Feeling a nice hip opener. Feeling those hips melting open as your knees want to widen even more towards away from each other as your body blossoms open. Remembering to hold that breath in between each inhale and exhale for a moment to feel deeply. And inhale to walk yourself back up. Bring your knees to touch, lifting up into hero's pose. Feeling a nice stretch in the quads. If you're feeling tight, you can always sit on top of a block. Leaning forward, curling the toes under, bringing the heels, sitting down onto your heels for an intense toe stretch. Breathing through it, feeling those deep stretch in the arches of the feet. If at any point this becomes too intense, always come out of it. But I do encourage you to breathe through that intensity. Our feet are our grounding elements. And when we connect our feet, stretch our feet, the rest of our class can have an even more energetic awareness and grounding and stability. Keep breathing, feeling those toes stretching out. And when you're ready, leaning forward, flattening the feet back into the earth, shifting back, bringing our hands to the bottoms of your feet, and just give it a nice massage here after that intense toe stretch to just relax those nerves in the feet and the toes, because that is a painful stretch. And when you're ready, keeping those knees down, we're going to come back into a child's pose, but this time I want you to have your hands out in front, reaching out, because we're going to be coming into a child's pose, cobra flow here. But first, before we do that, taking a couple breaths here in this child's pose with our knees together, feeling a different stretch now. The stretch will be more in the back. Now on your next inhale, I want you to come up, lean forward, drop those hips to the ground, open up, feel a nice arch in the low back, opening to cobra, taking a couple breaths here, making sure your shoulders are under your wrists, or your wrists are under your shoulders. Feeling those hips melting down towards the earth, feeling a nice front body stretch, remembering to round those shoulders back. And on your next exhale, pushing back to child's. And find a nice flow here. Exhale into child's. Inhale back into that sunken cobra. Repeating this flow here. Let this turn into a mindful movement meditation here. Remembering to hold between each inhale and each exhale for a beat. Your breath is strong. Your spine is sending energy throughout your whole muscles, your whole body. And perhaps as your body gets more used to this, your cobra turns into up dog, if that feels good in your body. Deep inhales through the nose and strong exhales out the mouth. Let yourself go deep into this movement meditation, letting yourself feel every cell in your body, and letting your body go deeper into these stretches, deeper into that child's, and deeper into your cobra or up dog. Breathing in new and exciting energy while exhaling out what no longer serves you as a deep detox. A few more here. On your last exhale, ending in child's pose. And your next inhale to raise up back into hero's pose. And taking a couple breaths to feel that cleansing action that's happening within your body. Lengthening up out the crown. Next, we're going to lean forward, cross the ankles, push back, send the legs long, center yourself on the mat. Engage the feet Bring the flesh from underneath you. Bring your glutes up. Bring your toes towards you for a nice calf stretch. Feeling tall. And an inhale to bring our arms up overhead. And an exhale to hinge forward. Hinging as far as you can, keeping that spine straight. And then dropping the hands when you feel and you've hinged as far as you can go. And then deepening into the rounding action of the forward fold. Feeling a nice stretch in the legs. You can always have your knees bent if that feels better in your body. And inhale to bring this back up. And exhale to float your arms down and bring your feet to touch for a Baddha Konasana. Holding onto the ankles, rolling the shoulders back, feeling tall. You can butterfly your legs from side to side. And then find stillness as your inner leg muscles blossom open as your knees fall closer to the ground. Feeling those sit bones pressed into the earth below you. Send your feet out a little bit farther away from you. Bring your arms underneath your ankles. Then pull those legs back, lean back, finding balance onto your sits bones as your feet lift up off of the floor into a balancing Baddha Konasana. Pulling those feet and ankles closer towards your midline, keeping that spine tall, elongated. Closing the eyes and building that balance on your sits bones while you feel that deep, yummy stretch of your inner legs. Engaging your core if you feel wobbly. Find stillness and balance. Nice, deep, steady breaths. Feeling the feet connected with your other foot, toe to toe, heel to heel. Feeling that space, that ball in between your arches. And then slowly lower down when you're ready. Send the feet out a little longer and begin to walk forward, bowing down towards the divinity within you. Maybe even a slight foot massage if that feels nice in your body. Interlacing the fingers in the toes. And find stillness in this bow. Keeping the breath deep. And inhale to slowly raise up, straightening the legs out in front of you. Engaging the core, lowering down one vertebrae at a time using the strength of your core. Feeling each vertebrae connecting down with that earth until you come all the way down, hugging the knees into the chest. Feeling a nice slight rock from side to side for a low back massage. And then finding stillness as you pull your knees closer into chest. Stretching the quads. Keep your feet engaged. Feeling those glutes blossoming open as well. And exhale to bring your feet back down to the earth. Go ahead and grab your block. And then inhale to lift up, coming into supported bridge. Any size of the block. You can do the small, medium, or long setting. But making sure that that block is underneath your sacrum. And then tuck those shoulders in, if you can, underneath each other, or underneath, your shoulders underneath, so your shoulder blades are coming together to feel that deep stretch in the heart and the shoulders. Interlacing the fingers underneath if that feels good in your body. And if this feels good, you can always straighten your legs out. Breathing into the belly, feeling a nice deep front body stretch. Breathing into that sacral chakra and our solar plexus chakra, while our feet are grounded into the earth. That energy comes up through the legs, up into the belly, and it just falls down into that heart center. Taking a few more deep conscious breaths in the belly. Breathing in and out of the nose. On your next inhale, release the hands, lift the hips up, remove that block, and slowly lower down as gracefully and slowly as you can, until your hips are back into the earth. And then bring those knees back to the chest for a nice counter pose here in the spine. From here, we're going to be coming into a shoulder stand. So finding balance in your shoulders connected with the earth, engaging your core, you're gonna lift your legs up in a nice swift motion, coming onto your shoulders, using the weight of your hands to press into the earth to help lift you up onto your shoulders, and then your hands can come to support bending on your low back, squeezing the glutes, pointing the toes. Keep lifting yourself up and bringing your elbows in closer towards one another. Keeping the breath steady. Keep lifting. Strong core, strong glutes, strong legs, and strong shoulders. And if you'd like to bring your hands back to the earth if you're feeling balanced, you can always have your hands down at your sides, or the sides of your mat, that is. Keep breathing through this posture. This is an extremely rejuvenating posture. The longer we hold this pose, the more benefits we can reap. And when you're ready, slowly lowering those feet down behind you, coming into plow pose. Your spine arches back. You find your toes connecting with the earth. And if you would like to bend those knees and bring them at your sides of your head, if that feels better, or keep those legs straight. Feeling that intense stretch in the hamstrings. Keep your awareness on your breath. Feeling those heels, leaning them away from you to find an even deeper stretch in your calf muscles. And a deeper bend in the neck as your chin is connecting with your chest, and you're finding a nice, intense bend in that neck. A few more deep breaths here. And if you haven't tried it, I do encourage you to bend those knees and see if you can bring those knees down to the earth at each side by your ears. Noticing how the breath quickens. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back up into that shoulder stand, lifting one leg at a time, engaging that core. Then we're going to slowly come down one vertebrae at a time with conscious movement, in control, as the spine unwinds back with the earth and the legs drop very gracefully back all the way down. Take a breath as your body melts into the floor underneath you. On your next inhale, engage that core. Lift yourself back up into staff pose. An inhale brings our arms overhead. An exhale, we hinge forward into a nice forward fold. And an inhale brings us back up. An exhale, we float our arms down behind us, fingertips pointed away from us. And an inhale, we lift up into reverse plank, dropping the head back. And an exhale to lower back down. Inhale to bring the arms back up. And an exhale to hinge forward into a forward fold. Keep flowing with this movement as another mindful meditative movement. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, float the arms back down. Inhale, lift up. Engage the glutes. Point the toes. And exhale to come down. Inhale to raise the arms up. And an exhale to hinge forward into a forward fold. Remembering to hold the breath in between each breath to really feel yourself where you are in this mindful meditation movement. Couple more rounds here. On your next and final inhale, coming back into staff, and then lowering back down one vertebrae at a time, using that core. Bringing the knees into the chest on an inhale, hugging them in even deeper than you could before. And then dropping those knees to the right, stacking them on top of each other, and twisting open to the left for a supine twist. Arms out at a T. You can always keep those hips stacked on top of each other, kind of tuck the lower hip, the right hip underneath to get a deeper twist if that feels good. Nice deep inhales and strong detox breaths out. Hearing your breath in your body and outside your body. Using all your senses to connect with the present moment, to feel the experience that you're having in this very moment. Your sounds, your body, your breath are making, what everything feels like, what your sight shows you, your inner sight that is. Couple more deep breaths on this side. Before an inhale brings your knees back up to center, and an exhale to drop them to the other side. Stack those hips, tucking that left hip under, and then opening up, looking over the right shoulder. Again, using all of your senses to feel this twist, feeling the detox, feeling the cleansing. Few more deep, detoxifying breaths. Feel that fresh oxygen coming in, rejuvenating every cell of your body. And an inhale to bring your knees back up to center. And if there's any last pose in tonight's practice that you would like to practice, now is your time. You could always come into a happy baby, or anything that your body might be calling you to do before coming into your final Shavasana. Letting go of the breath, melting into the mat below you, cultivating that deep inner peace as you fall into a nice, deep, relaxed Shavasana for tonight's practice. Slowly bring movement back into the body. Rolling of the wrists and the ankles. Deep belly breath, sending the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And when you're ready, rolling onto one side. Slowly making your way up into a nice, easy seated position. Pulling your butt cheeks up, tilting those hips forward, sitting on the edge of a blanket if you have it. Lengthening up the crown, rolling the shoulders back to feel that heart center and closing the eyes. Coming into a steady breath. Taking a meditative minute to keep growing that inner awareness as your inner world and your outer world blend together and all becomes one. Feeling the fullness flowing within you. The fullness that the full moon offers. Feeling whole. Feeling balanced. Finding that awareness of the Gemini energy within you, which is your two sides of duality. Noticing how they're in perfect balance. The peace, the beauty, the truth within you is also within me. I honor these things within us. In sharing these things, we are united, we are connected, and we are one. With great gratitude from my heart to yours, enjoy your full moon tonight, our full moon eclipse. It is a sacred time. Thank you so much. Namaste.